boom, boom, let me hear you say, way-ho. I say boom, 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 let everybody say, way-ho. I say boom, 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 let me hear you say, way-ho. I say boom, 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 let everybody say, way-ho.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast TYTYDCA by Average Wayos Media. I am the Average Wayo Boo, here with old Wayo Bird. What's up, Wayo Bird?
Wayo.
How you doing, big dog?
Good, dude. How you doing?
Man, good. Glad you're back.
Thank you, man.
I mean, I feel like we need to find some version of a round of applause.
Yeah.
Right? Here we go. Jason's back, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. Ooh. So, how's it been going, man?
It's been going all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's the little man?
He's good. Playing football.
Yeah? What position is he playing?
Offensive line.
Really?
Mhm.
Is he one of the bigger kids on the team?
Mhm.
That's good. That's good.
But it's crazy how big some of these kids are, man.
I
They're
know.
these sixth graders, and it's not much to be. It's not a big deal to be taller than I am, but there are these sixth graders that are taller, like way taller than I am.
Yeah.
You know?
They come from good stock,
Yeah,
apparently.
it's crazy.
And, okay, so they're taller than you.
Yeah.
Your boy's not taller than you.
No, but he will be.
But he's on the offensive line.
Yeah.
And they got other boys that are taller than you?
Not on his team.
Oh, the
there's maybe
opposing
like
teams.
one. I think there's one. on
Okay,
his
the teams that pay
Maybe
their
two,
players.
I don't know. Huh? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
forge
yeah.
the birth certificates.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Is he liking it?
He is liking it.
I mean, getting hit and doing all the stuff, he's enjoying all that.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
First time I played football,
Mhm.
I got laid out
Yeah.
by this kid named Philip Hargrove.
Okay.
And I came home that day. I hated football as a participant,
Mhm.
right? Of course, I didn't watch it much anyways. I was in 4th or 5th grade, whatever
Sure.
age it was when you first could make contact. And so the next day we had practice. My dad was like, "Hey, you ready for practice?" I was like, "No, man, my head still hurts from yesterday's practice." And he's like,
Right.
"Okay, I'm not gonna force it."
Right.
Well, Philip was your size as a
Mhm.
4th grader. He was huge
Mhm.
as a 4th grader or 5th grade, whatever age it was. Anyway, so we actually go to middle school together, and it was a little different. From where I went to elementary school, most of the kids went to Brandenburg. My parents moved us over in this area where we're at now,
Mhm.
and I went to Lyles Middle School for 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Well, Philip went to Lyles also for whatever reason. I don't know. Did he move? Did he live over here? I don't know. Whatever it was. So, anyways, I played football again in 8th grade. I was like, I'm gonna give it another chance.
Okay.
I knew I could catch.
Yeah.
Right. I played baseball. I had good hand-eye coordination. So I said I'll be a tight end,
Mhm.
and then maybe I'll be a defensive end. I'll rush the quarterback or whatever. Try to get tackles, sacks, blah blah blah. And I was that build.
Mhm.
And so, anyways, I'm playing tight end. And I have to block in practice. Philip Hargrove playing D tackle. Okay, there's a run play around my side, and there's a pulling guard or whatever on Philip's side where he's rushing, and this pulling guard comes around me, and I'm supposed to I think I'm supposed to block anybody coming. I don't even remember the play. This kid lays me out again. Of course, I'm a little bigger at this time,
Sure.
and a little more just physical fortitude.
Sure.
And the headaches didn't last near so long.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, this is different. I don't remember this from 5th grade.
Right.
Maybe I did, but maybe I just forgot it right when I got laid out. Anyways,
Right.
so I played 8th grade and then 9th grade again. I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus on the baseball. And so I liked it, but my biggest problem was in 9th grade, they started bringing kids from other positions to play over me in freshman football.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, for me, if they're starting to bring people over to play where the positions, I get it. I'm a coach. I put players where they need to go. The problem for me was whenever they went to JV, they went back to the positions they were in. One kid was a wide receiver, and one kid was like halfback, fullback, whatever, running back, whatever. And they came to play tight end over me in freshman football. Well, then in JV preseason or off season, getting ready for their sophomore year, they went back to their other two positions. So how come these JV coaches weren't saying, keep playing these guys here at these places?
Right.
This is where they're going to play.
Right.
And they played over me. And it was all because of size and speed, right? It wasn't because of anything else.
Yeah.
This one kid was 6'3" or something. I'm 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Another kid was a little shorter than me, but a little skinnier, right? So he was faster. Neither one of them could catch better than I could. Neither one of them was as meticulous with doing things as I was. Now, that meticulousness probably made me a little slower, but I'm just like, it's freshman football.
Right.
Put me on the B team and let me play.
Right.
You know, I'm not here to get any scholarships this year, you know. And so anyway, so they sent them back during spring football to play at their other positions, and I'm getting all these reps at defensive end and tight end and stuff. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm over this. I got to play special teams as a freshman, and I should have started as a tight end at least, if not defensive end as well. And I didn't get to, whatever. And the two people you brought over to play over me, you sent elsewhere after the season. Like, why didn't we do that beforehand? So I'm out. And so I'm going to focus on basketball and baseball sophomore year, and then baseball junior, senior. So I like the game. I think there's benefits in if you get to play it. You know, you have the capabilities of learning a bunch of different little skills and stuff. And teamsmanship is huge, especially learned for little kids right now. But anyways, yeah, man, my football career was short-lived. Yeah, short-lived. Yeah. But and it should have been longer. I mean, I'm a good athletic build in terms of size and weight. Right. Whenever I was going through school, and I just just didn't tickle my pickle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah. So, anyways, what did you do? Did you play football growing up?
I was in a band.
Were you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Exclusively?
I mean, like middle school, I played baseball. Okay. Or I guess maybe elementary. I was like 5th grade, I played baseball. Middle school, played basketball.
Okay. And then you just went to the band. Yeah. Okay. What instrument?
Started out playing trumpet, and then I moved to drums.
Yeah? Timmy Trumpet goes to Timmy Drums. Okay. All right. I played the trombone in middle school.
Did you?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why I picked that one. I just said, that one looks good.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn how to do it. I don't know. I was like third chair.
Done. Right.
You know, in the honor band.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Third chair.
You bet.
Right? If the first two get sick, I step right up.
Yeah, you're there.
That's right.
You're there.
Anyways, I did not continue in high school, though.
Yeah.
I went and did the sports thing.
Right.
You know, both my brothers did choir.
Okay.
And I think that's the reason why I wanted to do band.
Okay.
Both my brothers went to Brandenburg.
Oh, okay.
I went to Lyles.
Got you.
Both my brothers did choir.
Right.
I did band.
Right.
I wanted to kind of make my own mold, so to speak, right? Sure. And so anyways, I did that, and I was like, meh. I think there was a part of me that was like, don't want to be a band nerd. Yeah. You know, I had this, I don't know, preconceived notion that band kids got labeled and whatever. And maybe I was doing that at a time or in a particular way. But I was just like, no, I'm not going to subject myself to that. Right. Like, if I'm doing that, I'm not going to be somebody that calls the kettle black or whatever. Right. And so anyways, but I like that I learned that in order to be able to read music, you know. So that helps a little bit at church.
You bet.
Right? You're singing, you kind of know how the pace of things should go.
Yeah.
Maybe not the pitch.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Of your own vocal. Right. But I got an idea. Yeah. Right. And so anyways, and most of our intro songs that we've had, you can kind of tell I'm not necessarily certain on pitch of how to be able to sing songs.
You know.
Me. Yeah. You made the songs.
No.
Yeah. No, I mean your presence completed them.
Right.
You complete me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. If I had a nickel for every time I've been told that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Emotional, damn it.
Anyway, so we're going to talk today a little bit about the cancel culture stuff. Mm-hmm. I feel like you can probably pretty quickly come up with some of these things, and just off the top of your head understand what it takes to be canceled.
Yeah.
So, have you heard any celebrities or whatever that have been canceled, and for what reasons?
Man, I mean, I know I have.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean,
we got one.
Will Smith
for smacking
the slap.
Yeah.
The 5 fingers say to the face.
Right.
Slap.
Right. And in my opinion, the least egregious of all of the of all of the cancel culture stuff was him going up there slapping Chris Rock, I guess to defend his wife's honor or whatever. Setting time and place. Maybe he should have waited to the parking lot, I guess.
Right.
You know, maybe where there was fewer cameras.
Right.
But he's canceled for that. Why? Right? Why? Why did he lose all these? Why did he lose all of his stuff? Because he had a lapse in judgment?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I get it. Not everything you do has a consequence. Could be good, could be bad.
Right.
Right? Does it need to be a lasting consequence?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That things need to continue.
Yeah.
Or can he apologize and go for it? Did you see his apology?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on his apology?
I don't know. I mean,
half-hearted?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't
scripted
think that it was. Yeah. Yeah.
How many of these people's apologies are scripted though?
Right. Well, yeah.
Matt Damon using like homosexual slurs or transphobic slurs or whatever the word is, right?
Oh, I didn't know. Was Matt Damon canceled?
Well, I think there was a portion of time where he like said a joke that got out, but it was a joke in private,
right?
That got made somewhat public,
right?
And he had a little falling out from that.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think it's lasted.
Yeah, yeah.
But Will Smith's getting banned for 10 years from this Academy, from the Oscars or whatever.
Well, now in regards to that,
yeah,
I'm fine with him being banned. You know, for however many years it is.
Yeah, I know, I get
now,
it.
If they wanted to say 5, I don't care.
Yeah,
right?
the number is relative. At the same time, the number speaks volumes. You know, if they're gonna cancel somebody for 2 or 3 years and then cancel somebody else for 12 years,
right?
Like, what's the line?
Right.
Well, what line are we towing at this point? Right. And so, anyways, what other reasons will you get canceled?
I mean, you get canceled for anything, man. You just say something that offends somebody.
Okay, so
that's
absolutely. You say something that offends somebody. Well, what are the major ones right now? Yep. Yeah.
I mean
that's a good one.
What are the major
reasons to get canceled right now? Like what are the ones?
I mean, if you
transphobic slurs.
Right.
That's a big one. Or just transphobic wording. Not even necessarily slurred, like derogatory.
Like or misgendering somebody or whatever that is.
Right. Which, okay. Yeah. We're about to get canceled.
Little things.
Right now.
Little things. Right.
And racism is a big one.
Yeah.
Right. The whole purpose for the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right.
And all that stuff. What's another one? Like shaming. We can put maybe a blank in front of the word shaming. Right. Like fat shaming
and that's
gender shaming.
That's what's happened now is with all this identity, like, this identity politics.
Yeah.
Right. Is like where it all started.
Right.
And so now everybody has an identity.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I'm this, and this. And then, so with intersectionality, not only am I gay, but I'm a minority. And,
all the things.
And then, right. So
at this point, I'm seeing this LGBTQ plus.
Right.
Might as well just be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Like, it might as well just be the whole alphabet.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's somebody that it falls under any letter in the alphabet.
Right.
That could be offended.
Yeah, because things just keep kind of getting
It could be their own potential subculture or whatever.
And there is. I mean, there are apparently like subcultures within all that, which
Well, that's the purpose for each of those letters, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
But what I'm saying is even within each individual letter, there are subcultures.
Okay, so you have black, white, Latina of the gay community.
Sure.
Because you got your minority that minority.
That's one thing, right?
Okay.
With the whole intersectionality thing.
Okay.
Like, that's one thing. Like race is one thing, but then it could be preferences. You know, like
Right.
these
Right.
certain L's have these preferences, but
Okay.
these L's have different preferences. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying, even within them,
Right.
seems to be subcultures.
Right. So okay, so what where's the line of what you can and can't talk about? Like if you have an opinion about transgender, you know, are you allowed to say it?
Well, I mean, you are.
Are you allowed to say it?
Yeah.
Okay. But at the same point in time, if there's going to be repercussions because you said your
Right.
opinion,
Right.
are you allowed to say it?
Yeah. Well,
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
what,
I mean,
now what are we allowed to talk
Well,
about versus
you should
what
be
are we allowed to
you should
talk
be allowed
about?
to say whatever you want to say.
Okay.
That freedom of speech.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hey, I hear you.
Now, right on.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue.
That's right.
But that being the case, then you should also prepare yourself for the repercussions of things that you say too.
Okay. So
right?
okay.
I
so
mean, it's just
what warrants repercussions? Right.
being a jerk.
Okay. Okay. So if I just said that I disagree with a pretense of transgender ideology, whatever they are, I don't know the whole ideologies, right? Let's just say, for argument's sake, that I disagreed with that.
Right.
Am I being a jerk because I disagree with it?
No. You would be being a jerk in your delivery.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Of how you express that opinion.
Okay.
Right.
Well, then how
but
do you
you-
explain? How do you explain the people that get canceled over Twitter? Their delivery is
because-
simply words put
because-
together in a sentence.
Right. Because with
Maybe not even a sentence, let's face it.
right, but with everything that's going on in the world and all these kind of weird kind of things that are happening in society and the culture and everything like that.
Yep.
If you don't go along with that, that's
Okay.
if you disagree with it,
Right. Keep
then-
it to yourself.
well, but
Otherwise, you're canceled.
right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
I mean that
Or
is-
or just take the risk is what you're saying.
yeah, I mean
the
that's
risk is yours to take.
right,
Okay.
right. But I mean, but it all boils down to that. The fact that if you don't buy into everything that is being sold to you,
Yeah.
then
Then you're gonna risk
yeah,
damaging your own reputation,
your reputation
Or backlash,
your career,
right?
You know,
all the things,
yeah.
because you decided to share an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's take this maybe one step slightly further. We're gonna do a predictive thing at this point. 10 years down the road, does cancel culture remain? Let's say 10 to 20.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
So
I
how long
don't-
do you think this mentality will last?
I don't know until people start waking up.
So okay, well so the whole cancel
Or
culture
that.
is
But-
basically
but
called
even
woke
that-
culture. Like apparently they're already
Right,
woken
right,
up.
Right.
Right?
But I think that there's still a huge amount of people that don't buy in to that.
Okay.
Right? But they're not the ones that are like standing up, shouting,
Well,
protesting,
are
maybe
they?
making a big.
Aren't they?
Some people.
Okay, so
Some
I guess
people
my
are.
question here is, you know the name Jimmy Carr? He is he's a comedian.
Excuse me.
He's a British comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He laughs at his own jokes every now and then,
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Anyways, he's got a special on Netflix. He starts off, not starts off, but in it towards the beginning, he talks about COVID and just did we overreact or whatever. Who's going to get the vaccine? Who's not? Right? Who thinks it's dangerous? One or two people raise their hand and like, okay, take that hand and smack yourself across the face with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's a reality check or whatever. And so at what point in time does the people who agree with the vaccine, the people who disagree with the vaccine, when does it matter who gets offended? You understand what I'm asking?
It doesn't matter who gets offended.
Okay. So I guess
You have no right to not be offended. You have no right
Agreed.
to not be offended.
agreed.
I mean,
Right.
you know?
You can be offended for anything you want to. You
Right.
choose to be offended over.
There's a buddy of mine, like we talk about this, and he's like, "Oh yeah, all right. Well, if I'm offended that you're offended,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so silly.
It's cyclical.
It's silly.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Right.
It's super silly.
Okay. So for me, I'm going to propose that the end of this movement or whatever, this ideology of canceling because of people being offended.
Is this so Nostradamus
Yeah.
Jobu
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out? Okay.
Yeah, Confucius right
Okay.
behind you.
Okay.
I never said half of those things.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Is when the predominant culture, subculture, whatever, begins to get canceled themselves,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
right?
Well, yeah.
So the people who are throwing the paint,
Mm-hmm.
not getting dirty, not getting any ink on them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Once the ink is thrown at them, well, I think they're gonna stop. You
We'll
know,
see.
once
Yeah.
they stop peddling the poo,
Right.
right, and they start getting hit with it,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it starts to taper off
Right.
because this is ridiculous. I didn't mean anything by that. I'm whichever part of this culture was canceling all these things, and now I'm starting to get canceled. I didn't mean anything by that. I apologize. Why am I getting canceled now?
Right.
And then that starts to have a ripple effect, where all these other people that were proponents of the cancel culture now get canceled because things work both ways
Right.
in life, right? You do something, you cause something, there will be some effect. Whenever you tip over one domino, the rest will eventually fall,
Yeah.
right? And so, anyways, that's when I think this will end. Right now, when that will be, there's absolutely no telling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe it'll be our kids that are of an age right now where they're not really into pop culture garbage, right? They're very honest, and right now it's like, oh, you can't say that. Oh my goodness, don't talk about someone who's sagging and you can see their underwear in the grocery store or whatever. Don't say those things out loud. That's not PC, right? But kids are free minds.
Mm-hmm.
They don't think of quote any consequences. So I feel like that our generation is kind of the generation that perpetuated it. Like they started it.
Yeah.
Okay? And when I say that, maybe you're not part of it. You're not part of the millennial. You're like a year or two out of the millennial.
Yeah.
I don't identify, okay, as a millennial. I identify as the one before because both my brothers are. My parents raised all three of us in the same house. We're only 2 years apart.
Right.
I just happen to fall in those years. Anyways, my mentality is so much different than this millennial / Gen Z mentality of not having to work to get money and make a living, of not having to suffer a consequence for doing something because they're free to do it, right? That like they act as if there's no consequences. That's the predominant issue with school right now.
Right.
Is that we're having to police the smallest of infractions because people don't think there should be an infraction that's happening. There shouldn't be a consequence for it. The biggest one is like being tardy to class. And the only way I can iterate this to kids is if you are late to work every day, you're going to get fired, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have a job, show up wherever you want, whenever you want. Good luck paying for whatever you have. If you make money on your own, become an entrepreneur, great. We encourage that. But that's not going to be everybody, right? The majority of the kids at school right now are going to have a job. And so tardiness. Dude, I can't tell you this. I can't express this. I have used our referral system at school, I have used it about 15,000 times more than my first 13 years of school combined.
Wow.
Because, and it's all because of tardies.
Yeah.
We're supposed to write up every tardy.
Okay.
And sometimes I got 10 kids tardy to class.
Wow.
So in one period, I
Yeah.
have to write 10 people up just for being tardy.
Yeah.
And I get it. I understand the lesson, the emphasis, and all the stuff. I understand the importance behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, which hill are we dying on? You know? And why are we dying? And we're dying because we're making mountains out of molehills. And it's a very, very frustrating it's a very, very frustrating place to be whenever you have the magnifying glass on you, right? When everything is blown up, when everything is put into perspective that doesn't directly affect you, right? It affects how the district looks. Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, bless.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. You walk in here with that?
Man.
It's all right. Where's your mask?
I know.
Anyways, so it's just a thing where we're focusing on the wrong thing, and to me that is cancel culture.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
You're focusing on the wrong thing. Let's use some more predictive skills of ours.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the things that people are getting canceled for, they're talking about racism.
Right.
Okay. They're talking about transphobic, or they're using transphobic words or thoughts or opinions or whatever. They are offending a particular group, and this group is big enough to have an impact to cancel you, right? I saw one, it was about referencing Nazi Germany to Republicans, like what happened in the Nazi era to Republicans. This was the you seen The Mandalorian?
No.
Okay. One of the actresses from The Mandalorian apparently got canceled by Disney or
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
right,
Yeah.
and got picked up by the Shapiro show, The Daily Wire or whatever, because she has the freedom of speech to say whatever she wants to say,
Right.
And if she's not being offensive,
Mm-hmm.
if she's not trying to threaten anybody, if she's not trying to cause violence, if she's not trying to do anything like that, she should be able to say whatever she wants to say.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, so
Well, and that's the thing too. Is now they're saying that speech is violence.
right.
You know.
Right.
So-
Show me the bullet hole
Right.
that my words just
Sticks and
gave
stones,
you.
man.
Right. But like, I saw this one thing. Colin Powell was doing some kind of a talk. Okay, and he opened up for questions, and this young girl, I'm assuming is a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm also assuming that she's a black girl. She got up and she asked, very first question was to Colin Powell, do you identify as a black man?
Mm-hmm.
And he starts giggling. Like he's laughing kind of uncontrollably, like, is this
Right.
is the question you had for
Right.
me? And apparently this was just a portion of the question.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't able to finish. But he starts giggling, and she's like, well, you may not identify. And I'm just like,
Right.
okay. Well, the guy with the microphone starts taking the mic away. And she's like, give me the mic back. I'm not done with my question. And, like, gets real hostile in the way that she's wanting to insist she finishes her question. And he's like, of course, she's like 20.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like 50 or whatever, 60. However old. He's aged in comparison. And he's like, young lady. Which, of course, he should be canceled for
Right. For saying
assuming
young
that
lady.
she's a lady
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Pronouns.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, yeah, I'm a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes on with the rest of her question.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, you sit there and you focus on, who cares?
Right.
If Colin Powell is a black man or not, if you have a question for him that's regarding whatever his policies are, what does
Right.
his
But that's
identification,
Right.
personal identification,
Right.
have to do like if he believes he's black or not?
Right.
What does
But
that
I think
matter?
it's all
What's the focus?
it's all designed to keep people divided. Like that's what
I agree with you.
that's why it's happening.
I agree with you.
It's an effort. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's an effort. But again, it's just to keep people divided, right? And so that's why there are all these identities,
Uh-huh.
you know, so that then, you know, they can make it, you know, to where this identity should clash with this identity.
So I heard of a high school history teacher that said he made this comment to some kids, and apparently this offended him, and he got canceled. But this comment was they were talking about history, and they were talking about segregation, you know, and he said the races will segregate themselves. That was his comment. No longer a teacher at the institution he was a teacher at, because apparently that was a racially motivated comment. And if you consider that from an objective lens, there are large portions of the cafeteria when there's 600 people at lunch where there's not one white, Hispanic, or Asian person at a table with all black people. There's portions where there's not one black, Hispanic, or Asian person at a table with all white people. And it's the concept of if you're in a group or if you are a part of something, you tend to gravitate towards that, right? If you're an athlete,
Right.
you're probably at a
Hanging
table
out with
full
the
of athletes.
Right.
You know, if you're in band, you're with
Right.
all the nerds,
Right.
right? I'm just kidding. You're just
Right.
with all the people in band. And so yes, the races will ultimately segregate themselves, but the same thing is, like, you can't fully stop there, I guess, right?
No.
Interest
but,
groups
I mean, and that's
will
not- I mean,
segregate
I would say-
themselves.
Right. I mean, but
know?
there's, you know, but there's also going to be
You're going to have your
There's
you're
also
going to
gonna
have
be
your
a
cross.
mixture
Yeah, you're
of-
going to have
right.
your cross sections.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, if you're talking about economic status, right? There's people from every economic status that are going to overlap your racial status, you know, or whatever. I don't even know if that's the right way to say it. But but you're going to have cross sections everywhere. However, there are large generalizations that are true to that fact. You know, you'll see groups of one type of person. And you can put the word, whatever type you want to put in there. It doesn't matter. But you're going to see, all these kids are blank. All these kids are blank for whatever reason, and it's because they do gravitate towards each other. Anyway, so he got let go for making that comment, and there's an aspect of it that's true, you know, and anyways, but again, it traverses what you're talking about. It doesn't stick to race. But he was talking about segregation of the races in history. Right? To his students during the time where they're talking about segregation in the United States. So it was kind of a, like, to me, it was kind of a relevant comment.
Yeah.
If he was talking about different groups at school, and he was talking purely in terms of athletics, educational groups, fine arts groups, or whatever, he would. I mean, that comment applies to them as well.
Right.
Athletes will segregate themselves from the rest of the student body. And so, anyways, like, one little thing offended one person, and then that little offense germinated, right? And it just took off. And this, we're gonna have to let you go.
Right.
We're not gonna renew your contract or whatever. And so, anyways. But, like, it's the sensitivities to me. Like, people are overly sensitive about stuff.
Yeah.
About stuff they shouldn't be sensitive about.
That's my trigger. You triggered me.
Oh,
you know,
tell me about
triggers.
that word, man. So, with the predictive stuff, what we have a list of things that are kind of like no topics, I guess, unless you're a stand-up comedian and you preface it with, this is what he said. This is exactly how he opened this most recent special, that Jimmy Carr. He said, I just want you guys to know that today we will be making jokes about serious things.
Right.
And that the joke about the thing is not the thing itself. And he said, for example, a joke about rape is not the same as doing a rape.
Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
And so he's out there like, is it grooming? Is it preparing? Is it what is it doing?
Disclaimer.
Yeah, he's setting up a disclaimer at the beginning of his set that's like, if y'all are here to get offended,
Right. Leave now.
yeah, or forever hold your peace, or let go of your laughter, or whatever. Anyways, and so to me, the fact that we have to have those types of disclaimers, like
it's ridiculous.
that people can't decipher between a joke and an action, words and an action.
Yeah. Words.
Right?
Words.
Violence.
Yeah.
Right? Where's my gun?
Yeah.
Apparently, it's right here between my lips, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Anyways.
And I'm not saying that people ought to run around being jerks.
Absolutely not.
Saying whatever they want to say.
No.
But they certainly have the right to say it.
Yeah, if they want to. Yeah.
And if we lose that,
we're in a heap of hurt.
You know?
So if we're predicting what might you be canceled for, give me some ideas of what you might be canceled for moving forward, right? We got the fascist Germany. We also kind of got the whole right wing versus left wing, right? One will cancel the other for whatever they spit. You got the concepts of race. You got concept of
gender.
The LGBTQ community includes gender identification and all that stuff. What else? Farting in public. You make a smell bad enough. If you make a smell bad enough, are you canceled? This guy was on the bus.
I'll be giving high fives.
Right. This guy was on the tram to get from Philly to New York. And he all but made the entire car faint. Right. If you're out there listening to him, you need to cancel him right now. You know? Yeah. I mean, could I potentially be canceled having Crohn's, making jokes about Crohn's?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be
something? I mean, I'm sure it could happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure it could happen.
I'm in this. I can't joke about it.
Right.
Because I offend somebody else that was in it.
Right.
Or whatever.
Right.
You know?
Again, you don't have the
toilet humor should never go away.
No.
If it does, you know, we're all flushed.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
What you did there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Speaking of, what did the banana say to the monkey?
What?
Nothing. Bananas can't talk. You know?
Good one.
Thank you.
Good one.
What's worse than finding a worm in your apple?
Finding half a worm.
Finding half a worm in your apple. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
He's nuts.
Ah.
Got him.
Get a little delay.
Goodness gracious. Anyways, I don't know. I'll fix that.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I updated my software here.
Oh, okay.
And it said something about that.
The delay.
No, just about the app or the apparatus. And that the plug-in or whatever wasn't didn't update or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever that means.
Gotcha.
So anyways, maybe that's what it is. It took a second to recognize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nuts.
Oh, nuts.
Speaking of nuts, you should be canceled for this. Having your nuts out in public.
Or go to jail.
Yeah, one of the two. So I've been dying to tell you this story. And I don't think that I have told you this story.
Okay.
In Florida this summer, I'm at Pensacola, going down to Pensacola Beach, and then going to a Pensacola Blue Wahoos game afterwards. Driving up to the light, getting off of the beach, like boardwalk area, going up to the light, coming to a stoplight. To the right, I'm driving to the right. Old man wearing what I can assume is only underwear that is meant for a 14-year-old girl.
Like whitey tighty type underwear or like
No, I mean,
boxers?
it was like the boy short type
okay.
underwear.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay?
yeah. Like boxer briefs.
Yeah. Nut hanging out of his shorts. And from then on, dude, I'm having a hard time formulating thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Every time I say,
Oh, nuts.
that's what I'm
That's what you
picturing.
think about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that stinks.
I mean, dude, I drive past this guy, I see him, oh, nuts.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And I feel like I'm the only person in the world that saw this.
Yeah.
And that to me that is potentially
unique.
cause for turning myself into Judas. Like
Yeah.
it's really strange.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
having remorse that I can't overcome.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Anyways, dude, it was so bad. I've been dying to tell you this. Like,
Wow.
how can you just be standing out there nut out?
I don't know, but they make.
know?
I mean, people make jokes about that. You know, people make jokes about that about old men and their
Saggy bag.
testicles.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
How-
You know,
like-
it's a thing.
Like if I can feel a breeze.
I mean,
on
he
it.
probably didn't know. Maybe
Right. I mean, I'm
he didn't know.
sure I
You
should have been a
coulda
good Samaritan. Hey,
rolled
man,
the window down.
put the mouse in the house. It's a
Yeah.
family establishment. You know? Anyways, I told Joey about that story. We went
Yeah.
off for a little bit.
Yeah.
We talked about last time we talked about we called it Janus. And it held everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
The below the waist items,
Mm-hmm.
the chesticles,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're exposing too much of it,
Mm-hmm.
if it doesn't fit to where you have to continuously adjust it in
Yeah.
order to cover up the Janus,
Yeah. Yeah.
you should not be wearing it,
Yeah.
right? If you're adjusting because you have a fidget, you have some kind of a nervous tick, okay, that's one thing, right? It's big enough, it's covering you, there's nothing showing, and you're adjusting, okay,
Right.
fine. But if you know it's about something is about to fall out, and you have to continuously adjust to prevent the fallout,
Right.
it doesn't fit you.
Yeah.
You need to find something else. Anyways, we talked a lot about that. We took pretty much the whole show about that, and then
Okay.
and then it was football season about to happen, so we started talking about old Dak Prescott, and
Right.
we fortunately we don't have to watch Dak Prescott for a couple of weeks because he
Oh yeah.
he got hurt, right?
Yeah.
So he pulled his finger out of his Janus and it came out broken. and anyway, so we got to see a couple games, and guess what? The old Cowboys been doing. The last 2 games they won with a backup
Dak's
quarterback.
gone. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's because Dak is gone,
Right. Right.
but maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so I feel like the more I talk about Dak, the more likely I'm gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
Because there's
You might.
because there's a big old following that,
Right.
that loves Dak Prescott, and I just can't stand it.
Yeah.
But
You don't care for him.
he said cancel the Dak fans. Anyways, so I can't stand the fact that there's so much right here. Oh, Chris, man, there's all kinds of things right here. Chris got into this. He saw the explanation of what this live was today. He said, "You know what? We're getting
okay.
in it." He agrees with Jimmy. Cancel culture waters down history. Amanda, you are correct. That is correct. Anyways, I'm gonna go back and read these in a little bit, but dude, whenever you were to get canceled, like it's seamless. It's so seamless that it doesn't make any sense, right? There's no set of criteria
Right.
for you to get canceled. There's no judge and jury to see was this egregious enough to get canceled or whatever. There's no. It's if you cross that line,
I mean,
you're out.
You had the dude.
You know?
You had that dude on. Like not everybody. Or I guess maybe people can get canceled, but people can kind of rebound from it. But
Yeah.
there's like that.
Some of those people we talked about, they've kind of rebounded a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean but again, it's the sincerity of your apology that is also judged by the people who canceled you.
Right.
So
Right.
if your apology
Yeah.
isn't
Isn't-
good enough,
Right. Yeah.
which is why they're all scripted.
Yeah.
because they have some kind of publicist writing their apology because they don't feel sorry for what they did.
Right.
Otherwise, I mean, I would say largely they don't feel sorry. They feel sorry that this happened to them.
Right.
They still have the beliefs they have. They still have the mannerisms that they have. They still have the desire to say what they want to say.
Right.
But now they have somebody smacking them in the back of the head. Hey, you can't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that goes against their nature or
Right.
whatever. Anyways.
Man, I say let people say what they want to say, you know, because then that helps me a lot, like figure out who people are pretty quick.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And if you want to associate with them,
Right.
okay.
Right.
And if not, find
Right.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, people, it's taken away social etiquette, social expectations, social comforts. Like, it's taken away a lot of that. Amanda talked about watering down history.
Yeah.
Like, it takes things that are important and just says, meh, not today. Magically?
Yeah.
Just because somebody was offended by a particular thing, you know, and all this stuff. Have you heard of, what's his name? Vaughn is his last name. Comedian. Vaughn, no. I can't think of him. He's on Netflix. Theo Vaughn.
I've heard
Okay.
of him.
So he talks about where he grew up. He talks about how he in his community there was poor black and poor white. Nothing else. He even said something about when we got a Hispanic kid. He's like, not in like a crate or anything. He didn't just come out, oh, hey, Hector, how are you? Right. He came to the town or whatever. His family did, whatever. Anyways, he was talking about how some hostilities, you know, arise, you know, when the concept of ancestral black heritage, right? All the atrocities that were suffered there, and then the animosity that can be attributed towards white people for what white ancestors did, right? And he's like, do you think I would have done that to you and then moved next door?
Right.
You know, somebody else has both of our things. Why are we fighting?
Right.
You know, and it just it changes perspective to make it to where it, again, emphasizing things that don't need to be emphasized, putting pressure, putting stresses on things that need no stress added onto it or whatever. In my opinion, I think that's kind of the best way to say it.
There's no people aren't focused on the individual.
Right.
Again, with all these identities and everything else, you're just lumped into a group.
Yeah. Right.
So,
anyways, well, dude, we're gonna do our best not to get canceled.
Yeah, we are.
You know, and even if we do, we'll just keep recording.
Yeah.
You know, and then whenever I guess the statute of limitations arises, that
we can shut your internet.
We can start putting things back on the internet. Right. We'll go back. We'll backdate them.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. Anyways, Jay Bird, glad you came on in, man.
It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too, bud. I think potentially Thursdays.
Yeah.
Every other. You know, and of course with Little Man and schedules and stuff.
Yeah.
We will play that by ear.
You bet.
But yeah, man, happy to have you back.
Thank you.
Happy to talk with you.
Thank you.
Until next time, I'm the average Wayo Boo.
Old Jay Bird.
Telling you to keep it clean.
Word.
Come on, say well. Sing along with me, guys. Boom, 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 let me hear you say well. I say boom, 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 let everybody say well.